Well, I got me a AFR gauge here. I'm going to put this in the Chrysler. That's what it looks like. Nothing special. Plugs into a box. And I've got this adapter here. It's got a little ridge on it. You have to weld this into the exhaust pipe. The instructions show you how. It's supposed to be 100 millimeters at minimum away from the joint so you don't get air leaking back into it. I ran a couple bits in here and got that hole pretty close, and now I'll finish it up with an air drill. By the way, something I found out, I was trying to bore holes with these on high speed setting, but this is a mechanical gear changer. With that drill bit going slower, they cut real good. So you might try that if you're having trouble on high speed. Switch it to low speed. I believe that's a gear drive, and it's got a lot more power, so it bores pretty good. I don't want to risk the next hole here, so I'm going to open this thing up with that air tool so I can go slow and get it to fit. I don't know, the next one might be, maybe I'll just measure it first and see if that next one's. I got that bung welded in where I could see up here. I did pretty good, and I welded it from the bottom, and I think I got it all the way around. I didn't really get any weld up into the threads. I think I'm all right there. Be real important for it not to leak. Soak oxygen and mess up the whole thing. But I think it's all right. I think what I'll do is wire brush that all off, and then use some of this exhaust seal. Seal it up all the way around. I don't think that it's going to leak. I'm going to just try my luck with it as it is for now. Kind of anxious to see what it does. Well, I got this done. The sensor went right into the pipe. No problem. Tighten it up. Goes into this little computer thing here, and up here to the gauge. I run the power wire to it. I just jumpered it. I started it, ran it, and adjusted my idle. I put my timing light on here to get a reading on the idle, and it was way rich, way rich. So I got that turned down and adjusted, and you can see the little gauge here. Works pretty good. It took me quite a while to finish that, but at least the gauge is mounted in. And I pulled my metering rods out and measured them. I've got a few here. They're not really matching, but I measured them and marked them. Got a few springs here in the kit. I probably need to get another kit. They're like $60, $20 for 2 rods, so you get 3 sets. Anyway, I'm gonna fire this thing up and See what kind of AFR I got with the rods here. All measured at 1,000 and 2,000 RPM, just sitting here, and see what I can find out, and I'll tabulate. Well, I got it idling here. I don't know what this was, 800 RPM or something. Adjusted my accelerator pump. If I whack it, see it jumps up 14, 15, all the way down to 10. So I kept adjusting my accelerator pump. I got it on the lowest setting. So we're just going to let it warm up here. 750. 13 AFR, so right now it's idling a little rich. I don't mind that so much. It's very smooth. Now I'm going to go ahead and let it warm up. Well, I ran the idle up here at 800 is 12.5, 11, 12.9, 15, 12.4, 2000, 12.2. Took up 25 and it's 11.5, so it's getting richer. I put it in gear, 1200 stall in the torque converter is 12.2, so it's kind of rich. It's not that bad, but I got to looking at it here, and the choke is on, so that's probably richening it up quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and take that choke and adjust it where it's off. You know, this motor's hot, so that choke ought to be all the way open. Alright, I went and drove this thing. I was going to try to do it at RPMs, but I wound up just using a GPS speedometer. I'll calculate the RPMs later. But at 20 miles an hour I had 13.8, 30, 13.6, 40 was 13.1. I didn't go to 50, simply because I just didn't have enough road or whatever. And when I jumped on it, when it shifts, it was down to 12, and this is from second. And then I tried it from a stop, full acceleration, it was 12.6, and then about 30 miles an hour up, it was 12, and it was shifting at 3600. So I think the stock specs here are 225 horsepower at 45, 338 foot-pounds of torque at 29. So it's shifting at 3600. That's about halfway between those two. So shift point's good. But I'm running 12 right in here on the secondaries, them opening, so it's still too rich. I'm a little rich in here, but I don't mind that. I think the 50 is going to be good, because anything more than that, you're starting to open up those back barrels anyway, so they're running way rich. So my shift rods I have in here are 430s and 675s. And I'm pretty sure that my rear jet was a 98. And according to this, 3 stages lean is 89 and a 98 is stock calibration. So I do have a set of 90 jets here, and so what I'm going to do is take that carburetor apart. I forget exactly what I had in them, but I'm going to go ahead and put 90 jets in there if they're smaller, and that should richen this up, lean it down a bit. I would like to get it up into the 13s, maybe even 14s. So that's what I'm going to do, is check my primary jets and see what size they are, and change the rear jets for sure. I can tell right away it's much better. I got it idling here at 13. I'll give it some throttle. About 1500, 13, 14, 13. So it's about 13. Several ranges. Here the fan just kicked on, so it's right at 180. Idling at 720. Let's just try to run it up with tack. About 2500. Around 13. I'd say that's good enough. Where's my paper at here? Yeah, it looks like when I took it out on test drive, 13.8, 13.6, 20 and 30. And it dropped down to 12 on acceleration. So if it's getting in the high 13s, that's close enough for me. I don't want to run it too lean. I'm not after perfect, I'm just after running better. So that was a jet change of about 3 thousandths, 875 down to 845. I left the secondaries the same. I didn't have any more jets. So tomorrow I'll go drive it, and we'll see what it does under load and stuff. But I think that's probably about as good as I want to try to get it.